couple of weeks ago, Trossard come on in the 88th minute.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah,
almost criminal.
What's it do? Yeah,
You know what I mean? We want to see these guys when they come on. They've got time to make an impact on the game.
There is something to be said for his impact off the bench. There is something to be said for a player who comes on for 20-25 minutes and actually is more dangerous in those 25 minutes than perhaps he is in a game in which they're kind of growing into it and both teams are fully fresh.
Hi, welcome back to AFTV. It's now time for us to give us the predicted 11. Very simple. We'll go through what we want to see and what we think Arteta's going to go with. As we're standing here, we just heard Arteta had his press conference and he said Thomas Partey is completely ruled out. He felt something else in the similar area. We don't know if it's going to be weeks or months. Again, terrible news, I think, for many Arsenal fans.
We must progress the season, assuming he's not available.
Yeah, that's it.
In his time at Arsenal, far too many injury problems. He doesn't mean to be injured, but
It's becoming all too familiar.
Without sounding cold, right? I was about to say we're running a business here, but we're trying to win a Premier League title. Yep. We need to know who's a part of that. Now he wants to be, but he can't be. All right, we carry on now with the. We carry on knowing the squad we've got, and the investment on Rice has never looked a better bit of business. Hopefully on Nenny's fit. We might need him to play a part.
Amen.
So
amen
there we go. Yes, it's sad for him, but whatever.
Yeah, please no more injuries. Please. Arsenal. Obviously, we heard.
It's sad, but it's not, totally unexpected, is it?
No, not at all.
It's not unexpected at all.
And that's the real shame in all of this.
And we also mentioned Arteta also mentioned about Zinchenko and Ben White sharing each other's company in their homes and apparently wives as well.
Paraphrasing there.
Was that a Freudian slip?
No. Well,
or was it?
No, Arteta's very good with his words. I think he said what he said, but let's hope they have a. Well, let's hope I want them both to start come Sunday. So let's get into what I would like to see come Sunday against Liverpool. David Ryan goal.
I would put
Ben
that
White.
under the too much information category. Actually.
Oh yeah, like I mentioned though, Ben White.
We don't really want to know about that. To be honest.
David Raya in goal, Ben White right back, Gabriel and Saliba in centre back, Zinchenko left back for me.
4-3-3
midfield. I'm just going from what I would like to see. I'm gonna go. Jorginho, Rice, Odegaard. I think Arteta will go with Havertz, but we'll get into what he's going to go with at the end of this video. And then up front, simple, Saka, Jesus, and
that's the 11 you want to see?
Yeah.
What would you go with? What would your team be?
4-3-3. The back four takes care of itself. The midfield is the area where people are going to speculate on. Would I like to see Smith Rowe in there? Yes. Did he do enough the other day? I don't quite think so. I think the manager will go Havertz. I hear the arguments put forward for Jorginho, but unfortunately for me, does he supply enough energy, particularly in a game like this, which is going to be intense, it's going to be high velocity? I would go with Havertz. And then up front, again, kind of takes care of itself. Martinelli, Saka, and Jesus through the middle. Trossard will feature, I'm sure, but I don't think he should start.
James?
Yeah, so Raya, back four, as you said. It's a real shame now Tomiyasu Timber, but cool. Odegaard, Jorginho, Rice, and then Martinelli, Jesus, Saka. That would be mine. I know we're going to go through position by position and sort of break it down, but that's the 11 I'd go with. Martinelli's an interesting one because I've never really subscribed to this way of thinking, but there is something to be said for his impact off the bench. There is something to be said for a player who comes on for 20-25 minutes and actually is more dangerous in those 25 minutes than perhaps he is in a game in which they're kind of growing into it and both teams are fully fresh. But Liverpool have got a trump card and something has emerged which sort of negates that, and that is the emergence of Conor Bradley at right back. And I feel like with Trent just returning, who I think will start this game, you're actually better off giving Martinelli as long on the pitch as possible. Yeah. Because even if we were to bring him on later, they probably freshen up by bringing Bradley on like they did in the cup game and made us look a bit silly for maybe not knowing and rating them as much as we should, because Bradley's been brilliant. Now, that for me is a reason to just go, get Martinelli in from the start, see what he can do, and if we need to make changes and do something different, fine. I think bringing him on later, they'll go, yeah, cool, Bradley, you're on, Gomez, go to right back, whatever it is, that you've got an answer to that now. So Martinelli starts for me.
It's weird because I always thought Trossard was better off the bench, and Martinelli should always start, but you're right, his impact off the bench, Martinelli's been also something you can look at. Let's run into...
Talking of the bench, I mean, I would just say in-game management is going to be very important in this game. You saw the last game when we played Liverpool. Klopp was very proactive in his substitutions.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
actually made a change at half-time where he switched the wings and he made subs early, and that definitely was a causal effect in them winning that game. I would like to see our manager be proactive in this game. As I've said before, even though Martinelli starts, there's nothing wrong in making your substitutions and bringing these guys on early. When I say early enough that they can make an impact,
And also
not with a couple of minutes to go.
And also recognising what is working. So Fulham, for example, I want to say Fulham, was it Fulham or West Ham? There was a game, even Villa, this was true of Villa. So in those games, Martinelli, I think, came off, but he opted for Trossard. Now, Martinelli wasn't playing well, but that spacing behind that right channel, our left channel, was where we were having more joy. So the question is, why didn't you go for Nelson, who's more like for like? So it doesn't have to be, I'm not saying don't take Martinelli off because, you might do something. If he's not playing well, take him off. But when you're recognising that while he's not playing well, his pace is causing problems, then you go for the players that can recreate that a little bit more. So, yeah, but we've talked about subs. I think it's good. We're talking about how Arsenal approach it tactically. But the midfield is the big one. And what did you go with again in midfield?
I went with
Havertz.
Rice, Havertz and Odegaard.
And you went with Jorginho.
Jorginho, Rice, and Odegaard. It's just, what do we think Arteta's going to go with? This is what we've got to try.
He did it in the cup game, and I wonder if that was a little test. He did it against City, he did it away at Newcastle, did it away at Sevilla, did it away at Chelsea. Big games, he likes that Jorginho-Rice partnership.
But Laurie does throw up a good point in the fact of, does he have the legs to keep to that intensity of, what Liverpool are going to do? Because it's going to be, ferocious when it comes to the press, the intensity from them.
I used to think that about Jorginho,
But he's very
but with the right structure, he's actually not been caught out as much in that way as I thought he would be in his time at Arsenal. We played the high line, we played quite expansive open. This season that's changed a little bit, but even last season he never looked overrun in that way, Jorginho. Now, the thing I'd say is Liverpool's midfield, now yes, it is mobile, I'm not saying it's not, but it's not, the Fabinho, Wijnaldum, Henderson days. Where you just felt like they would overrun you, totally overrun you. You couldn't deal with them physically. They're taller than you, they're stronger than you. As a Bozai's got legs, there's no question. McAllister sitting at 6 is not the most dynamic of 6. He's not a 6 anyway. So of course he gets about. I'm not saying he doesn't. And of course Jones gets about. What I'm trying to say is they're not what they were in that way, Liverpool, in terms of midfield.
Still a good midfield.
They're a little bit more technical. Yeah. And I think we can do the job with Jorginho in that role.
Okay, so we're just going to run through what Arteta, I think we are probably going to see come Sunday. Obviously, David Raya in goal. I think we mentioned as well, the back four picks itself. Ben White, Gabriel, Saliba and Zinchenko. Okay, so the midfield three, I think he's going to go with Havertz. I think he's going to go with what Laurie said.
Yeah,
I think
and
that
not only that, I think
for Smith Rowe, who started the last game.
Smith Rowe, by the way, I don't think he had a bad game at all.
No,
I think
he didn't
done
have a
very
bad
well.
game.
But
did he put his hand up in a way to say, listen, man,
Not for me. Not for me.
Not for me neither. So, listen, Smith Rowe hopefully will feature. I'm not saying because these guys don't start that they shouldn't be involved. Far from it. What I'm saying is they should be involved, and if they're coming on, I want to see them come on given an adamant, what's the word I'm looking for? An amount of time which befits them being adequate. Befits them being involved in the game.
Yeah.
Fair.
I mean, I don't want to see, what was it, a couple of weeks ago, Trossard come on in the 88th minute.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Almost criminal.
What does it do? Yeah,
you know what I mean? We want to see these guys, when they come on, they've got time to make an impact on the game.
It's funny, for me though, I do put Smith Rowe ahead of Havertz when it comes to the pecking order. I think
you'll start with Havertz.
For me though, if I would put him, I'd want to see him more over Havertz more, but I think Arteta will go with Havertz, Odegaard and Rice midfield. And the front three, I think is, again, it picks itself. Sorry to not really, to leave out Trossard, but I think it goes with Saka, Martinelli and Gabriel Jesus. I think everyone agrees that Arteta will go with that as well.
Yeah.
You start with your big guns, man. That's what I want to see.
Start with
the recognised big guns, and like I said, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, you start thinking about bringing the other guys on.
Agreed.
Reece Nelson included, he could play a part, you know what I mean? Eddie, why not? You know what I mean?
Well, it's a very brief predict 11, but I think, like we just mentioned, we've gone through it pricks its kind of self when it comes to Arteta. We kind of feel like, funny enough, we're kind of knowing what he's going to go with. Where he's saying that now, he might put Aaron Ramsdale up front, you know how you might just twist something completely out of the blue, but it seems quite obvious what he'll probably go with, and that's what we'll probably see on Sunday from Mikel Arteta. But let us know your predicted 11 in the comments below. Like the video if you like the video, and let us know by downloading the AFTV Plus app, doing the 11 predictor, and sending us the screenshots so we can put them up on screen in the starting 11 video on Sunday. Take care, everyone. Peace.